Am I doing it again? All right, I'm doing the alteration for this prom dress. This is the insert because the girl does not want her boobies to be hanging out. So this will go into that. Somebody said I was selfish on my comments. How could I be selfish when I'm doing this for somebody else? For free, probably. Anyway, when people say things and they don't really know what they're talking about, they were referring to Jamie and how he wasn't feeling well laying on the couch and I'm talking to him from up above here. And that was just so selfish of me talking to him. Well, if anybody knew Jamie and our relationship, Jamie loves any attention I give him. I'm zigzagging around this gusset, the raw edges. So it will not ravel and it will not be a raw edge. I don't know why more people never learn to sew and why it's a lost art. And, you know, like I could set up my shingle, hang my shingle out. I always call it that because I used to have a sign when I didn't have any sewing jobs. I would put it in my window because I lived on a main street. And then all my sewing would come in to me to make money. But this lady is a friend, so I would feel terrible charging her. But I just don't want her to tell anybody that I know how to do it because I don't like doing it. It's not fun for me. And then, you know, how much did they pay for the dress? What if I ruin it? Do I have to buy her a new dress if I made a mistake? I don't even want to be, you know, responsible. Okay, so here's the gusset ready to go in to the front of the V-neck. Then I had to take the zipper out because she needed a little extra room back here. So I took it out and I'm going to sew a hook and eye. They didn't put a hook and eye back here, so you know how if something's tight, you put the hook and eye and then you can zip it up because it's held. So that's why I'm going to put one on here for her. And I hope I don't break a needle because the needle I have in here right now is such a good one. So I'm going to take the pins out as I go, so I don't have any tragedies that way. Because you can't buy a needle in town. I don't know if the grocery store has any. I have a whole bunch of them, but the teeny needles are really bad. And there's sequins on this dress, so if you hit a sequence, it might not sew good. So, and this dress has an invisible zipper. And my teachers, when I learned to sew, they were just coming out with those. And guess what? I never learned how to put in an invisible zipper. Because you have to have a special foot, I think. I never had that. So, whatever I do is going to be better than what the dress was, how it fit her. I feel bad when people think I'm mean to Jamie and I don't let him sleep or I wake him up or he kept me awake all night, coughing, he can't breathe, and I don't say anything because I feel sad for him. But, you know, when you deal with, you people who know you, when you live with someone who is sick, you have to be patient and deal with things. And when I was talking to him down there, it was in the afternoon and he'd already been laying there all for hours. So I wasn't really waking him up or disturbing him. And the other thing is, he likes it when I check on him, because most of the day he stays downstairs and I'm up here. And we don't even talk to each other all day, hardly, unless I go down. He doesn't come up here during the day. It's me going down there to check on him. The other thing is, somebody said they wish he could get medicine for his condition. Now, he has his doctor, his heart doctor and everything, and he goes to them regularly. And they are giving him all they can for his COPD and his heart. So, like, he wants to take the neuropathy pill to help your neuropathy, but he can't, because his heart wouldn't be able to take that medicine. So they won't give it to him. He just has to deal with it. But I'm telling you, I make him go to the doctor, and I make him, we have a list, and I tell the doctor everything so that he can get the right medicines. And the doctors know everything he has. You know, one time I told you how we went to the doctor and he said, I have some good news for you and I have some bad news for you. The good news is we're done. We're done with your treatment. The bad news is we can't do any more for you. That was at that point. They're doing all they can for him. They can't cure his heart. They can't cure his COPD. They just have to deal with it. The symptoms, not the cure. So, he already takes like 10 medicines a day. Okay, there. It's bigger now. So now I'm going to sew a little hook and eye right here. I'll move this aside so I can talk better. And I feel bad for Jamie because he will say, I just wish I felt better. I just wish I could just one day feel good again and have ambition and energy. Which I don't know if it's ever going to happen. Now, I'm not to that point because like today I woke up. I was kind of depressed because I had to do this job here. But I feel fine. I don't have any pains. And so I feel bad for him that he suffers. So I try to do things that help him and make him feel better. Now, somebody said, and I laughed at this, how he wears suspenders and a belt, and he's all belted up and suspended up and laying there trying to rest with his tight clothes. Now, this is another thing. I have bought him sweats and comfortable pants, all the kinds that you could be comfortable in. He won't wear them. Even if I try to make him, he will not conform. He is a creature of habit, and he has to wear suspenders because his pants fall down. He has to have the belt on because that's the kind of suspenders he likes. The kind that, hold the belt up. Because he had the buckles, and the buckle kind did not work for him. And so, I want you guys all to know, I have bought him all of the comfy clothes, and he just won't wear them. He won't take his shoes off. I have tried to get him to take his shoes off when you're in the house. Take your shoes off when you take a nap. You'll be more comfortable. He won't do it. And if I try to take it off of him, he would get so mad at me. Stop it. Because he has a hard time putting them on and leaning over, putting them on and everything. He likes his clothes tight, can you tell? When I first married him, the loose style was in, loose pants and loose shirts. And so he wanted, when he came out to meet me for the first time, he wanted to buy some new clothes because his clothes were like really ugly. And, you know, like leisure suits and all the old style. So he had his teenage son go with him to buy these clothes. Well, he didn't like the big baggy shirts and the big clothes. He wanted those tight Wrangler jeans and the tight shirts. And so he doesn't, like if I buy him a shirt, like those new ones he tried on and they were tight, and somebody said, oh, he needs a size up. I agree. But he likes them tight like that. He thinks they feel good. And I always say, what if I wore a shirt tight like that with my buttons popping open? Would you think it was too small? He doesn't know. And if I put a shirt on in the morning and it's real button busting and tight, don't you take it off and find another one? Not him. He just feels good in it. So I try. And then it gets to the point where I become a biatch because I'm trying to control him. Now, sometimes I have picked an outfit for him and made him wear it, and he gets all kinds of compliments. And then it's like he's kind of shining and feeling really good. Oh, I look good. He will never wear a t-shirt. Have you ever seen him in a t-shirt? No, it's always button-up shirts because his shoulder goes out of joint if he lifts it up from his accident. So he won't wear those kind of a t-shirt. And on one occasion, he was in a in a parade, and his costume, he had to wear a slip-over t-shirt. So he did. He was able to, would just fine. And he got so many compliments. Jamie, I've never seen you in a t-shirt. You look so good. Because it's not his dress of choice. So anyway, did I do that wrong? Well, it's going to have to be right. Because I'm not turning it. Not changing it. I was supposed to put it on the other side. Have it facing. But it'll be fine. I'm sure you guys all know, if you have a husband and you can't change him or tell him what to do. Like Carolyn, she said she could never get Rob to model a shirt for a show, you know. Like I got Jamie to do. So, I guess I'm doing good if I can get him to do anything. He's usually a very stubborn man. I've tried to get him to take his shoes off for years going into the house. I always take mine off. I don't wear them in. And mine are clean compared to him. He won't do it. He won't take them off. I bought the carpet. I don't care. And so I can't change him. I tried. So now I just shut up about it. Feet on the couch, I get mad at that, with his shoes on the couch. I've tried to tell him, but I just become a biatch while he won't change. So you see things happen in people's lives, and if you analyze it, you'll probably find out the real truth. We are not their mothers. Our children, maybe we could control better, but our husbands, we can't. Some things I can tell him we're going to do, but some things I can't. Now I'm going to have to cut out this mesh part right here after it's done. But see, that's one thing I'm nervous about. I wish she was here. I could put it on her and then put this in the exact place and have it be straight and everything. So I'm just going by measurements right here to make sure it's level. Going I don't want it crooked. And I haven't lost enough weight yet for it to fit me. And I don't want to cut out the mesh until it's sewn in, so it's at the right place. So I don't want it to be at the wrong gaposis. Okay, now the hem part. This is the part that I wish I could try on again, because, she didn't bring her shoes. And she just told me, make it 3 inches longer than it's supposed to be, for my heels are 3 inch long, high. I don't like measurements like that. I want you to try this on with your heels, because then it could be more accurate. So I wish I could get her to come for another fitting. But these teenagers are so busy. And I know this is going to be still too long. I have a feeling. Well, you just have to lift it up when you walk, maybe. I think the front is real accurate. It's such a liability to have to do this. For me, I feel. So, not liking it. And I don't want to do it twice. Have her bring it back and say, it's still a little long. Well, I knew it would be, because our 3 inch heel's really 3 inch or more. Does it make the front of your dress a little bit not 3 inches, That's what I'm thinking. But what do I know? When we had prom dresses, we just had homemade ones. All of us back then. They were ugly, too. We didn't get sequence fabric back in the 70s. And I wanted one. So, I should get one now. I do have sequins clothes now. But even when I married Jamie, it was my 3rd marriage. I wasn't going to get a big flaw-farad white dress, wedding dress again. So I just married in a suit. And it had sequins on it. But some people do it, have the big dress, but even 20 years ago, they didn't. If you've already been married, you weren't even supposed to get married in white again. So, I got it this afternoon. I have a new cooking griddle that I'm going to demonstrate. That's going to be fun. So I will go cook something for Jamie, because I'm selfish and rude. People who know me know that that's the farthest adjective about me in the world. So, you could ask them. For my credit reference, I could ask them. Now, I measured the front seams. They are exactly the same front length, and the side seams. So I would think that that is a good thing, that I'm getting it right. But I had to cut the train off. And so I'm just hoping that the train, I did it at the right length. So, it's all scary. I should tell them, okay, you pin it to the length you want it and I'll stitch it there. Then it would be their fault if it's wrong. And I hemmed Autumn, my granddaughter's pants, and I think I did it wrong. So I want to buy her some new ones. Tell her, pick some from Temu jeans. I'll buy them for you. But I haven't, I know I'm going to have leftover jeans when I lose weight. And I'm going to give them to her. And I have some that are perfect for her. So now I'm going to have to sew this part by hand. Which I'd rather do anyway. I like sewing by hand better. When I worked for the cleaners and did alterations, then when I married Jamie, I gave it to Amy, David's wife. I gave the job to her. Which is funny, I gave it to her. Well, I told the owner that my sister-in-law could do it. And he was happy because he didn't know what he was going to do. But now she makes quilts. She quilts quilts. People make the tops, you know, and then they don't know how to quilt it. So they come to her. And then she has the machine I showed you before. All right, here it is. Here it is. The hem is done, except for the part right here I have to sew by hand. Now, I'm not ironing it. She can iron it, because I don't want to melt it. Be responsible for the melting of it. And maybe we don't want a rigid iron line in the bottom of the dress. Maybe it'll be better if it's just like drapey, like curtain draping. Now, why does that look pointy there? I'm going to have to hang it on a hanger and look at it. That's horrible. I have a mannequin. I could put it on my mannequin too, and then see if it drapes good on the mannequin to the floor evenly. Is the mannequin straight though? Dress form, I mean. It's not a mannequin. Okay, now this side's good. Perfect. How do I know? Because everything lines up perfect. So it's good. And see, this is the finished length where the pins are. And I left them in there. So now let's see how much longer. Yeah, it's 3 inches longer where the pins were. So that should be right. Yeah, 3 inches. 3 inches. So I did it good there. Okay. Let's check in the back here. 3 inches. But I don't like this. Look at this thing. I'm going to take that out and figure it out again. All right. I got to concentrate on this and not be talking while I'm doing it. And I got to pay attention to what I'm doing because it's important to do this a good job for the girl. And it's important to do my best. Okay. At least I don't have to sign my work. I have a new seam ripper. It's supposed to be in there so much, and I have so many old ones, can't find the new ones. All right, that's 30 minutes of yapping, so goodbye. Have a good day.